The German Rearmament, and then. Good morning everyone, today we shall talk about the German Rearmament. The video will be separated in four main parts. First of all, an historical part that will permit to everyone to remember or discover which kind of army is the German army. The second part will be about the difficulties the German administration of Merz will have to face in this process of rearmament. The third part will explain what it is important to have a powerful Germany in the heart of Europe. Finally we shall anticipate the repercussions of this German reveal. Part 1, Historical Point of View. Since his creation in 1871, the modern German nation is encircled by great powers like Russia, France, UK, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, at this time. To protect their interests and lands, the Germans had built a powerful army composed by the Kaiserliche Marine, the Deutsche Heer, and the Luftwaffe. All of these components of the German military capabilities was one or literally the best of their time, especially the Deutsche Heer, the ground forces, because the main potential enemies of the nation was France and Russia, two ground powers. At the end of the Great War, the German Empire was dismantled. But the German military tradition inspired many other countries around the world, and in the history, today, after the Cold War, the German army begins to deteriorate due to savage cut of budget, since the German protection was guaranteed by the US. With the invasion of Ukraine, Germany is one more called to build a powerful military not only potentially against Russia but also for itself. The German federal state is an economic giant. It is not acceptable that a so powerful nation doesn't have the capacity to protect or defend his own interests. The Nord Stream accident is the proof that Germany has to reinforce his presence in the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. The Lake of Equipment is the proof they have to rebuild an industrial capacity, and the presence of the American military bases is the proof they are not totally free to take the place they must have in Europe. Part 2, Is it possible? Since the end of the Cold War and the reunification of Germany the October 3, 1991, the federal state has progressively decreases his military through constant budget cuts, at the point that today, every sector of their military capacity is in a difficult situation with a lack of consumables, the lack of maintenance for the equipments and even for the living space of the military personnel. To regain his true place in Europe, Germany will invest enormous and constant quantities of money in his military, and probably on a large period of time. A first budget of €100 billion was dedicated to this goal by the former Chancellor Olaf Scholz in 2022, but it is clearly not enough, and now the new strong man of Germany, the Chancellor Friedrich Merz, has promised a strong investment in the Bundeswehr, about €500 billion for the army and modernization of the infrastructures of the country on a period of 10 years. And one of the negotiatrices of SPD, Manuela Schwesig, said Germany will invest at least almost €100 billion in the defense each year. That means Germany will reach approximately 3% of his GDP just for the army. It will make Germany the third military power of the world, beyond China and USA, which are the first. The first difficulty is the economic situation. The German economy is in trouble since the crisis of 2008, but now it's far worse with the ambient protectionism of their main non-UE economic partners, China and US. The economy situation must have the priority on the military, but with the unstable political landscape of these times, it is more intelligent to focus on the two at the same time. The application of that double plan would be difficult for the so-called German bureaucracy. The second difficulty is the vastness of the project. It means that the first results would be observed at least in 5 years, and meanwhile, what is planned if a major war begins in Europe as the British are preparing for?
Part 3, Tribute to Power. A strong Germany is the fear of a lot of people because of their very agitated history, and they are not totally wrong, but every great power has his own philosophy, and the new Germany is focused on a mercantile point of view. Germany with a powerful army will have the capacity to protect the more weak nations of Central and East Europe, not only from the Russian but also any nation with the desire to attack, whatever the way, one of these nations. Germany is the first power of the continent, and to protect tier interests in Europe and in the world, the capacity to put on the table his army is absolutely logic. Germany is in NATO, and his exit of this alliance is discussed now with the American retraction. It will left most of the European nations without the nuclear umbrella of USA. The nature doesn't like the void, so it will more logic if Germany takes this place, and reorganizes the defense of Europe around her since they are in the heart of the continent. Part 4, Rearmament, and then? The same causes lead to the same effects. With the rise of a powerful Germany, USA, and Russia and now China be way more cautious with Europe. An event like the sabotage of Nord Stream or the hacks of the civilian infrastructures will have consequences. It's just the gift to the Federal Republic of Germany, a backbone against the others' great powers. Thank you for watching and see you. So, if you have a little money, you can invest it on Rheinmetall and make it grow. It's the perfect moment.